Hey guys, my name is Gail. I'm your host, and I'm also the owner of, I'm your host for this channel, and I'm also the owner of the BargainsDen. And today I'm gonna discuss how did I get started. I'm gonna try not to be all over the place, but I'm gonna discuss how did I get started and what was my objective when I started the BargainsDen. So, to begin with, how did I get started? Oh, I know you guys are looking at sneakers, and this one, as you guys know, I've had this one for a minute. I've had it for a little bit of time, like I don't remember, but at least this year. And the reason I've never listed it is because I'm a suede killer, so I tend to dunk everything. And this one I probably left it for a long time in the water, a whole long time, like, and not doing. You guys saw the way I clean, but I just recently started learning how to clean the sneakers. I'm really bad at cleaning the sneakers. It's not that I always want things to be so clean, like, you know, like to get it to restore to brand new, and we both know that's impossible. But for some sick reason, I keep trying, and they're like the reason I got this. And of course, on the other side, it's not that faded, but still it's annoying, and that's why I never listed it. I'm gonna list it eventually, and I'm gonna cut it down on price. Well, I'm gonna finish, like, you know, listing it up, and then I'm gonna cut it down on price, just so I can feel more comfortable selling it. Like, ever since I got it, instead of like putting it up, I just had some issue with it, and ever since, like, it gets to me. Like, whenever I effed up, it gets to me. I'm one of those people are obsessed about the little things, and they're like the reason I never listed this one. But I am gonna list it this week, sometime this week. And the one that I'm working on, again, I've had this for a long time. Not a long time, I have several sneakers for a long time, but those, I get new sneakers all the time. It's just like sometimes when I want to clean them, if they have suede or if there's another like minor flaws, unlike most people, I don't want to put things that I wouldn't personally wear myself, or things that are not in good condition. I have a thing against that. Everything against a lot of things. But yeah, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but in my head it does, and they're like the reason. And I tend to want to get it to a point where it's actually good, like in good condition, or give it new life. I'm a big believer that anything that we have, even if it's used, we can make it presentable, at least a little bit. And they're like the reason I have a hard time putting whatever out there. A long time ago, when I first started the BargainsDen, which it wasn't always the BargainsDen. I went through so many names before I came up with the BargainsDen. And when I first started, it was something completely different. I think it was Tripty Thread. I had a Thrift Inc. or a Thrift Global, because for a moment there I thought I could go back to shipping to Haiti. And we're gonna go back to how I got started. I got started because I used to ship to Haiti. And then, you know, family matters happen, and I'm not gonna go through too much details about that. And then I was closed, and when I reopened again, I started shipping, and something really scary happened, and I stopped shipping to Haiti, and I came back, and I decided I'm gonna figure out how to do business here versus going to Haiti. I'm not gonna go into detail about everything that happened, because I feel like despite everything, it's me, like, and it's not like so many of us don't know what's going on over there. It's just like I don't want to put the negativity out there, and I just want, and I'm hoping things will get better. Now that I'm thinking about going back or shipping again, if I do go back, I will go back for personal reason, because I do have properties in Haiti. But I won't go back to start a business or like start over. But perhaps, like, you know, once upon a time I did want to do adoption, and it may be something that I will address eventually as we progress, but not now. Anywho, that's how I got started. Since whatever happened over there, and I wanted to figure out, like, especially since my life was in chaos. My life is still in chaos. Not as bad as it was when I first got back, because when I first got back, it was like losing everything twice. Well, it was losing everything twice, because the first time I lost it was because of my own decision. I wanted to be there for my mom, and I decided I was going to do whatever it takes. The second time that decision was taken away from me, I have no regret over that. because things like that happen every day. And a lot of us, when we come here, we have to, like, you know, start from nothing. I was already blessed. I had a life over here, so I was able to pick up the pieces. And let's face it, in the US, you have nothing but opportunity. I'm a big believer that the US is like, you know, you have nothing but opportunity. If you want it bad enough, you can make it happen. It just depends on how hard you want it. Or, well, it just depends on how bad you want it, or and how hard you're willing to work for it. So I just had to figure out how to get started, how to get back on my feet. And so far, little by little, I think I'm doing so. And that's like the reason I decided to start with the BargainsDen. I will translate this in Creole. I don't know how to translate that in Spanish. I'm learning Spanish right now. So I want to make it universal. I think it's like, you know, we all come here and a lot of us live here already, and some of us know what we have here and some of us don't know. It's like, I mean, some of us don't realize it. It's not that we don't know, we just don't realize it. And I want to make it clear, like, you know, I want to try to figure out a way to get everybody to understand. In my case, I'm extremely grateful to be here. I don't know about anybody else. I'm extremely grateful to be here because to me, I've only seen opportunity. But it all depends on how hard you're willing to work for this opportunity. And I'm not gonna be one of those people that beat people over the head with, like, you know, the same sentence over and over again. It's just like, that's my opinion, that's my feelings, that's where I stand. To each his own. I'm just giving people advice and I'm discussing how did I get started. This is how I got started and why I opened the BargainsDen, because I wanted to get my life back, not to the way it was, but at least to the sense where I was being more productive. And I've always been in business. I just didn't know how to deal with like social media online. I'm not very good at this. Like, you know, online is brand new territory. I don't know how anybody does it, but I've never done anything online. Like, I think I had a Facebook page, and that was like during the earthquake when I was looking for my family. I started on Facebook when the earthquake happened in Haiti, just so I can figure out, like, because it was the only way like communication was going from one thing to another. And I was looking for my family, and that was the only way I went, the only reason I registered on Facebook and started looking for information. I'm very bad with social media, and you guys can see I'm very bad with YouTube. Like, I try. Well, I'm not really trying because I feel like if I put my mind to it, except my focus is all over the place. Instead of focusing on one thing, I'm focusing on this, and I have to, whenever I get new merchandise, I usually, like, you know, go to it so that I would, from things that I'm keeping and things that I'm donating. And the things that I'm keeping, I have to clean it. There's no way I want to put it online until it's clean. I used to sell in the beginning, like when I first started this, like when I was flipping on eBay, I would put it without cleaning it. And I think that's where I was going wrong, because I wasn't comfortable with it, because I liked things a certain way and I wasn't happy with it. And I would put that, don't get me wrong, everything that I did sell, everything, and you guys can go, whether or not you eBay customers that, like, you know, join my channel, or Poshmark customers that join my channel, or even my own customers on the BargainsDen or OfferUp or Facebook, I've only got good reviews, thank God. Communication sucks because it takes me a minute to answer somebody, but thank God I've only got good reviews, and I've always sold the product as is, like, you know, the product in good condition. I don't want to put, like, I don't want to sell something that, or if I was the customer, I put myself in the customer's shoes. If I was the customers, will I be happy with what I'm getting? So I focus on the condition. I'm a big believer that most items can be given new life. It all depends on how you restore them, and that's like the reason I'm doing this. So I bought this one. I haven't opened it yet. I was using my acrylic paint set because I do restore most of the shoes that I get after cleaning them, and I know you guys have seen the video of me cleaning them. I do restore them, like, you know, and some of them I will paint. And I bought this one so I can repaint, well, so I can finish this one up. It's not that he needed it, but I was being a little obsessive. And that's the number one thing you guys gonna figure out about me. Even if something is in perfect condition, well, nothing is ever perfect, but even if something is in good condition, I will have issue putting it out there. I mean, they're like the reason I haven't posted any videos, because I was trying to get the mic in, I was trying to get a lot of stuff in, and I'm like, tonight I was like, F it, let's just do this, because I haven't done any videos and I wanted to do a video and start uploading again. And I wanted to truly try to do better. And as you guys, like I mentioned before, I'm really bad with online and social media and everything. So everything is new to me. I can tell everybody how to get merchandise, list it, put it online. But the one thing I cannot tell people is how to market it properly. And because I'm really bad at social media. I don't know why. I think if I'm unfamiliar, I'm more of a physical person. So I have to touch something, and online is so unfamiliar to me. So they're like the reason I have a hard time with it. But anywho, where was I? See, and I do lose my train of thought. So this one, I'm working on it. Oh yeah, you can see like I've already cleaned it, and of course I'm gonna finish it. And this is hair that got like stuck to the tape, but you can see it's like, anyway, I'm gonna finish it soon, hopefully soon, because I'm working on a lot of them. I mean, this one I finished already, and I did list this one. It came together with that one, as you can see, this one. But I'm gonna do a video of this one since it's already ready. And I have several Nikes, like it's not even funny, but I'm not gonna go and keep looking for Nikes and showing in other shoes. I'm actually gonna work on the Puma next, and this one I'm gonna lace. Actually, let's just lace it as we speak. So we're going to go back to how did I get started, and you guys already know why. So when I came back, I wanted to get back to where I was, and since I'm not very good, wait, do I go through this? I forgot how this one was laced. Do I go through it? Like, I don't think I go through it. Like, do I go through it? I mean, it's really hard to go through. I need to figure out how this one was laced and go back to it again. I wonder, was it laced through the hole like this, or I think it was, because, but then again, I'm just gonna go through it and then I will unlace it if anything. No, actually, it did. But anyway, like yeah, I know I'm all over the place. So you already know how I got started. Like when I came back, I needed to get back on my feet, and the way I saw it is, since there was like plenty of ways to get merchandise, of course I had to Google a lot of stuff, and one of the things that I used to do was auction. So I had to figure out a way, especially since I didn't have the same amount of income that I used to have. Because back then, where I used to buy a lot of containers from California or Texas, we used to buy used clothing, like the big bulk of clothing. It was a 40-foot container, and we would order it either, like, you know, from California, Texas, or Georgia. It didn't matter, because most Haitian people, we sort the clothes when we get it. They come in the big bales. Like, I will look for the bales and I will try to show you guys. They would come in big bales, and we would like sort it, do number 1, number 2, number 3, and we would ship it. And since I no longer had the same amount of money, and I was unable to come up with that same amount of money, God knows, I mean, there was no way. And when I got back, I didn't have any money. I know, right? I didn't have anything left, so I had to figure out a way to start my business back, and start my business here. So that was one of my things, and I didn't want to be too expensive, although I didn't factor expensive, and that's one of the other things I'm going to talk on my video, because I wanted to keep everything at a certain price. And now that I'm growing a little bit, I'm going to do that. I mean, eventually you guys are going to notice that there's going to be a lot of cheap items, because not cheap, but things that somebody can buy and resell. Hell, even if you do retail arbitrage, and I'm the one that shape it, but I'm going to buy I'm gonna start putting things at a certain price where people, like, if, like, you know, yes, you are the middleman and you make most of the money and you give me a little bit. I'm gonna try to start doing that, because that's where my mind was, and that's where I always was, like, you know, in Haiti, because you buy and you sell retail. I wasn't a retailer, and I wanted to keep being a wholesaler. Of course, it wasn't, like, you know, it wasn't viable. And since I wasn't, like, you know, I didn't know how to be a bulk seller, and what I was buying was, like, you know, I would come up, like, you know, I would run into random items. Like, I could get like 2 or 3 sneakers, which is nothing like a wholesaler. So there was no way I could still be a wholesaler. But now that I'm getting more and more products, and I have like a storage full of stuff, whether it's sneakers, I'm not gonna ever be a wholesaler for shoes, and I'm never gonna be a wholesaler fully. But I think it depends on how you list the item and whether or not there's still meat in the bone, if somebody were to pick it up and want to resell it to somebody else. Like the other day, I sold a shoe for cheap. Well, a sneaker. It was, I mean, I don't know, I mean, if the other person may see it cheap, but if they wanted to resell it, they could. I mean, they could use it and resell it after they were done. They really could. The price they got it for and the price they could resell it for, I mean, it's up there. And they could still make like at least 20, 30, 50 bucks. It all depends on the condition they keep it up. I know how the condition I sent it to, because it was almost like new. So I don't know what condition they would resell it and how much shoes they would get from it before they do decide to resell it. But that's where I want to go back to. Whether or not it's jeans or clothing, I'm going to start listing certain items at a price where if you're buying like several pieces, you can still make, or if you're shipping all over the place, you can still make money. For now, I'm a little all over the place. I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm just gonna post this video because I've been talking a lot and I'm all over the place. I probably should have wiped what I wanted to say. So those are things that we're gonna probably address in the next video. And if this one comes out well, and especially since I want to translate it to Creole and Spanish, if this one comes out well, I'm going to keep talking. Well, I am going to keep talking on my videos anyway. And I will eventually, you guys will eventually meet me. Well, not meet me, but like, you know, see me on videos when I'm ironing, or, well, I do iron and wash the clothes. I probably already said that. And when I'm dressing up the mannequins, you're gonna watch me go. And that's about where I'm going to stop, because I'm just rambling on. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this video wasn't too torturous, and maybe some of you will watch it and some of you won't. But I'm gonna call this one Behind the Bargains Den, because this one was a mess. And for an introduction, I don't feel it was that great, but you never know. So till next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Oh yeah, thank you for the support. Thank you so much. Have a blessed night. Thank you again. Bye. Oh, I have to stand up.